Good evening, everyone. I'm Nathan, here with my wonderful wife, Laura.
Hello.
And we're here to do a review of the board game Finders Keepers by Milton Bradley.
We are. It's the thinking game where memory pays. So you got to have a good memory coming into this one.
Yes, and if you don't, well, you're going to be in for a bad time.
Yes.
Nothing on the box like a lot of those sort of older vintage games. I think this is 1969.
I think that's what it says on the instructions from memory. Let's check. Yes, 1969. So there will be a scan of these instructions in the description down below. In fact, it's a link to all of the board game instructions.
So just search for the ones you want and hopefully it should be there, if we haven't been slack.
It's just one-sided as well.
The board is very basic and the colours are very of its time. I do like that sort of Price is Right orange, the carpet and all that.
Yeah, it's a bit like that. This is it. So this is the play area. There's the 4 black corners here. You might notice each of the 4 corners has like a different coloured border around it. We have red, blue, yellow and white. Those are the player colours because this is up to 4 players.
Yes, so how about we show all the pieces. And the aim of the game is pretty much have the most amount of money at the end of the game. Do they call it money in this?
Coins.
Coins. Mm-hmm. But I mean coins, and they've each got a value on them. So you add up the value and then...
Yeah, and that is the winner at the end of the game. So how about we set it up as though we were going to play to kind of show you. I think that's the easiest way to explain.
So there's 4 different coloured tokens, as Laura was discussing.
Yep, like match the 4 corners. Well, okay, they sort of match the 4 corners. I mean, this is the blue, which clearly is a much different shade of blue. Although it looks actually closer on the camera than it does in real life.
But the board itself is quite a lot darker.
Yeah.
If you're playing with... it depends on how many tokens you get, depending on how many players you have playing.
Yeah, so it can be played with 2, 3 or 4 players. Now, if you have 4 players, then each person picks a colour and gets 6 markers of a colour. So maybe they'll have 6 blue, for example.
6 yellow, 6 white, whatever it may be.
Whatever colour you choose, yep. And then you sit near your corner with those. If there are only going to be 3 players and not 4, then everybody gets 8 markers of one colour. So if I was blue, I would need all 8 blue pieces. If there's only 2 players though, it works a little bit differently. You actually have to pick 2 of the colours. So you can either have the light colours,
which they refer to as yellow and white.
Yep. Or you can have the dark colours, which is the red and the blue. If you do that, you then have a total of 12 markers. So you're not all of the markers. You get 6 of each of your 2 colours. So I would have 6 blue and then 6 red if I was playing the dark colours, for example.
So, yeah, and how many we got? 2, 4, 5.
What are you setting up like here? I'm not sure what you're doing.
I'm trying to get 6 marks. So we've only got 2 players, so...
Okay, well if you had 2 players, you would only need 1 corner each.
Yeah, so you're white.
Oh, well then I would be yellow as well.
Oh, now I have to go over there.
Yeah. So you only need 1 corner if you are just playing with 2 players like we would be.
And then both colour tokens go on the 1 corner then. It doesn't really matter in the end, because what matters in the end is clearing the board of tokens or coins.
Coins, yeah. So you would set up like this. We're setting up as though it's a 2-player game, 6 of each of our colours, but they are all mine and those are all Nathan's. We would have 12 each. Now, what you do is you then take your little cardboard coins. They have values from 0, 5, 10 or 25.
And the zeros are called zonks.
They sure are. And then it says in the instructions that the 5s are nickels, the 10s are dimes, and the 25s are quarters.
I'm trying to find a zonk. There we go. So they just basically got the values on them. And obviously... you don't know what value you're going to get when you go to pick it out, which we'll show you shortly, but basically whoever has the most value with all the numbers total up at the end on their coins wins.
Yeah, so you do start the game with 5 dimes, which are the 10s. So each player... oh, no, you don't have enough there. Hang on. Each player takes... I think I've got too many now. Now I've got 6. Each player takes 5 of them. You need to have some at the beginning of the game because you can actually end up paying these to another player, and we'll explain that sort of when we get through.
My dime.
It's just tossed it on the floor. All right. So you get 5 of those to start, and then you take the rest of these coins and
Which-
you want to put them face
We
down.
will mention in 2-player game there's going to be excess coins to put on the board.
Because there's 10 extras, obviously 5 if there were 2 other players. So
basically, take all the rest of them. I think you just took all my quarters, but that doesn't matter.
I'm sorry. No, take them back.
Taking all
I
my
didn't mean to
quarters.
steal them. 3, 4, and 5 of them.
Thank you.
My bad, they were the only ones I could reach. Take these, mix them all up. Obviously, you're not meant to look. And then you pop 1 on each of the orange squares.
It's weird. It's one of the,
Sort of squares.
it's one of those games that we really have to show in action to explain it.
Yeah. That's why I said we'll start by setting it up. Yeah. I can't reach the rest, so that's up to you. I'm sorry. So any excess, if you're not playing with all 4 players, just put those aside. You don't need them. We're then going to take our plastic pieces. So they come in 3 different colours and shapes. We have the green circle.
The red triangle and the blue square.
These are just put randomly on top. They are hollow at the bottom.
The instructions say just put them like they are on the front of the board. But it's just any way you want, not specifically how the front of the board has it.
The front of the box gives you like an example of how you can set it up, but it's essentially just randomly set all over the place.
I mean, you want to sort of mix it up because it actually makes the game a lot more difficult if they're all over the place. Where if you line up like all the blue squares at once, it makes it a lot easier to guess what has been flipped over and what hasn't.
Yes. So you get all of those out, and then we're going to get our spinner. And you decide who goes first, no particular rhyme or reason as to who goes.
Whoever spins the triangle first, I believe.
Oh, was it? Mm-hmm. Oh, my mistake. Sorry.
So you spin it. Damn. Oh, actually, I got the spot triangle first, so technically I'll go first.
So you would go first. So Nathan would take a spin, and he's either going to get a square, triangle, or circle.
So basically, okay, I've got to pick any circle. I'll go, this one, it's a coin. Fantastic. I take the coin, and then I put one of my tokens where the coin was and replace it.
Mm-hmm. Now the idea is then to remember that Nathan has already turned that one over so that I don't turn that one over, or that even he doesn't turn that one over again, because you want to collect the valued coins.
Now, you keep on doing this. The game ends once one person has got rid of all of their coloured tokens.
Yep. So in a 2-player game, you would have to get rid of 12 of them. Whereas if you were playing in the 3 or 4, there would be however many you have been given in that scenario.
And then
sorry, I was going to say, so if I spun again, I got a circle as well. I need to remember, wait, that one's already been taken, so I don't want that one. And I have to try and go for a different one. So yeah, I can still collect my coin. Had I forgotten if I'd spun the circle and I went, oh no, I can't remember. That's not a coin for me with a value. That's Nathan's token.
So it depends. 2 things happen. If it's my token, she's uncovered by mistake.
So if I uncover someone else's token,
Yeah,
that is.
you have to give me a dime or a coin of the value of 10. Fantastic. Goes back on, pardon me, and then play continues to the next person.
Yes. So, of course, you don't want to be selecting other people's tokens, because that means you're giving them money, helping them, and making it harder for yourself.
Say you had really bad luck in memory and you're like, damn, Laura's like, I'm going to pick this one. It's Laura's token.
You don't want to pick your own.
Sorry.
Nathan needs some water. I need to then pay all other players a dime, not just one. I've just given Nathan some water off camera. So you really, really don't want to get your own. So I would then take these and go, I'm only playing with one player, I'd give it to him. If I was playing with more, everybody gets one.
But it gets worse.
You then have to remove your own token, which obviously puts you further away from the end of the game, because the idea is to use them all.
And you have to replace it with a 10 token.
Face down. And that's giving other people more opportunity to take your valued coins.
So, as you can probably guess, the longer you play it, the harder it gets, because the more of these have been flipped over, which means the less chance you have of picking one up that hasn't been already flipped over.
Exactly. So if we've only done 1 or 2, it's like, oh, well, I've spun a circle. I know we've already done, say, this one and this one, so I'm going to go for one of the others. It depends on how good your memory is after that, especially if you've got 4 people turning them over, if anyone's trying to do it really quickly and, hide it. Because I'm sure there would be people out there who would, try and do that.
There's also just the luck factor. You don't know what value coin is under there. I mean, obviously you can get a couple of zonks and a couple of 5s, and you can get 1 or 2 25s. And that blows my score out of the water, unfortunately, even if I manage to get all of my tokens out.
Yeah,
first.
so that has happened to us, where one of us has finished using all of our tokens, meaning we have more coins than the other players because they've still got their tokens left. But that particular person has then had those lower numbers. So it doesn't come down to how many coins you get, but their value. So a little bit of memory, a little bit of luck.
A little bit of strategy. It's not a bad game. And like I said, once someone's got rid of all their tokens, game stops immediately, and then everyone just totals up the value of their coins. And then
the last person to have swapped one of the coins out then takes all of these off. Any remaining coins on the board, they actually get those as additional value as well.
when you're playing, at least when we were playing with 2 players, most of the time it was only like maybe 1 or 2 coins. If you happen to get lucky with more plays, you might get more, but you don't get too many extras at least.
I would say Nathan and I are fairly evenly matched with our memory. So if one of us was at the point where we were going to make a mistake because we were near the end of the game, the other one of us also was likely to make a mistake.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're maybe an adult playing with younger children, you might want to go a bit easier on them because maybe they're not quite as good with their memory.
Oh, no mercy.
Well, I mean, maybe that's how you play. I don't know, but you might have to scale that if there is a big difference there in the age of players. Possibly.
Yeah. We made it sound, I think, a bit more complex than it is, but it's actually a really neat game.
Yep.
And it frustrates me to no end.
And it can take kind of as long or as short as you want. You can kind of just go, oh, well, I guess I'll go for this one. I don't think it's being used. Or you can really sit there and really think about it and kind of make it a longer game. Again, might depend on who you play with.
I'd be interested if this was re-released or if anyone's played it. Because I don't recall seeing any other versions of it.
No, neither do I. If you enjoyed watching this video, give us a thumbs up. Let us know in the comments section down below if it was indeed re-released at any point or if you remember this from 1969. Hit that subscribe button and check back soon. We have videos every single Tuesday.
Sounds good.
Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.